Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Vox's Recode. Now this is written by Theodore Schlieffler. It was published on July 16th, and they actually think this matters. Look at the title here. Silicon Valley pours money into Biden's campaign and snubs Trump's. They actually think that this matters. They think that Silicon Valley elites pumping money into creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe's coffers means something in regards to the bigger scheme, the bigger picture, the greater scheme. I mean, look at the punchline, subtitle, whatever you want to call it here. Biden is sweeping up cash from billionaires, CEOs, and political kingmakers in a show of force. You mean scumbag elites like Steve Ballmer here, okay, who is like a bald Ric Flair on fucking crack, okay, going, woo, bouncing all over the fucking place, going all over the place. I'm not too worried about Steve Ballmer when he's literally a bald Ric Flair who looks like he smoked a fucking half pound of crack rock. He's not a threat, but they're trying to play it like he is. They're trying to play it like these silicon shitbags because they're pumping shit tons of money into Biden. Now that's what's funny. They think this is a good thing, but the left, these idiots that are taking to the streets and looting and rioting and acting like fools and all that, and the far left that's taking over the party, they don't want someone who's taking money from billionaires and CEOs and stuff like that. So to me, I don't know why they're publicizing this. You'd think they might want to keep this a little bit quiet, because that doesn't look good when, the lefties were having to, in the debates, swear off that they were going to take large corporate money. So anyway, let's see what Schlieffler or Theodore here has to say in this article for Recode. Silicon Valley's elite are choosing their partisan teams with just over 100 days to go until Election Day, and few appear to be backing President Donald Trump. Well, that's because Silicon Valley is far left fucking scumbill shitbaggery central. That's why. I mean, just look at the censorious bunch that run Silicon Valley. Of course, when they're censoring anyone right of Karl Marx, of course they're not going to give money to Trump. Common sense. The clearest view yet of the breakdown came in fundraising reports released Wednesday. They portray a tech industry that is unmistakably coalesced around Joe Biden. Well, that's kind of a fucking given, and you think that's a big deal. The presumptive Democratic nominee, despite him being the first choice of few during the party primary. Well, that's because Orange man bad, Trump evil, yeah, Trump, That's why they're putting their money behind Biden. Oh, excuse me. Now juxtaposed against a president long reviled by the power set of Silicon Valley. Yeah, that should also give you a clue there. But anyway, Biden is sweeping up cash from billionaire CEOs and political kingmakers in a show of force. That's not a show of force. That's just him being bought off. You don't think that this money is going to come with strings attached. Bullshit. The second Biden were to become president, if he did win, we'll say, that money is going to come with strings attached, and anything that was going on, say, investigating Silicon Valley before the election or anything like that is going to mysteriously fucking disappear. Antitrust shit against Google? Oh, hell no, that's not going to happen, even though they control 70% of ad revenue, they control 70% of the advertising online and run the show when it comes to ad revenue. Oh, yeah, we'll just ignore all that, and it'll be swept under the rug. That kind of money here is going to go to them being protected. But instead of Recode calling that shit out, no, they're all happy that creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe is being bought off by the Silicon Valley elite right now. They're bragging about it. A who's who of tech's rich and powerful cut checks of up to $620,600, the legal maximum to a jumbo-sized joint fundraising committee of Biden and Democratic Party groups around the country after April 1st, when the primary was effectively over and the fundraising quarter began. Yeah, they're buying them off. The committee's fundraising report makes it clear that Silicon Valley forms a large part of the backbone of Biden's high-dollar fundraising operation. Oh, so instead of like Hillary, where it was Hollywood, it's now, with her running in 2016, Silicon Valley are the big deep pocket people. The big money donors, the deep pocket people for Biden. That should say a lot. You know there's strings attached. When they're the ones that are putting the money in, they're the big money donors, you know that they want something in return. For instance, of the dozen people who gave the legal maximum to the Biden Victory Fund, half came from the Bay Area. Oh, no shit, Silicon Valley. They know that they're doing really shady illegal shit and they need to buy off someone. This is who they're doing it with. They're paying off Biden. If he were to become president, you know all their shady shit. The White House and Congress would be looking the other fucking way on the note of the Democrats. You know it. In a heartbeat they would. They were already running cover for them before this point. When people are showing how they're censoring them, being censored because they're conservative or they're right of Karl Marx, the Democrats are going, they're not censoring them. Oh no, during fucking hearings. They wouldn't even put the heads of Silicon Valley companies and the other executives under oath so that they could lie through their teeth. That should tell you a lot. Among the tech billionaires giving the legal maximum, or close to it, Facebook co-founder Dustin Moskovitz, philanthropist Lauren Powell Jobs, eBay's first full-time employee Jeff Scroll, Zynga founder Mark Pincus, and media moguls Barry Diller and Jeffrey Katzenberg. If you scanned the Biden Victory Fund report, every few lines you find another marquee name who forked over hundreds of thousands of dollars, which should go to show that he's going to be a corporate fucking lackey. The quarterly fundraising report of Trump Victory reads much differently. While high-wattage supporters of the president do exist in Silicon Valley, they have preferred to maintain low profiles in an industry where they fear backlash. So basically, what you're saying is they're in fear of being exposed, so they have to quietly donate money if they're going to do it, or not donate at all, because people like you are going to try to expose them like you did here. Because anyone you expose here, you know they're going to get problems in Silicon Valley. So the billionaires who did cut major checks to Trump stand out even more. Well, of course they do, because you want to expose them and have them so that they're basically cancel cultured, you scumbag. The sole tech titan who cut a significant check last quarter to Trump's joint fundraising group with the Republican parties was Safra Catz, the CEO of the software giant Oracle. Catz and her husband each donated $125,000 to Trump Victory in the spring. The latest sign of coziness between Trump and Oracle, which perhaps more than any other tech giant has fostered a close relationship with the White House. So, them contributing to Trump is getting close to the White House. Now that's contributing to a campaign. I love how they slant things here. Oh, this guy's a scumbag. Theodore here. Teddy. You're a scumbag. In some ways, who was missing from Trump's quarterly fundraising report was more notable than who was on it. Well, of course it was to a lefty shitbag like you. That's especially true for Peter Thiel, the billionaire who served as Trump's emissary to Silicon Valley after loudly backing Trump in 2016 to the chagrin of his industry. Oh, so Thiel, maybe he's working, he's contributed money in a way that you wouldn't easily find it because he doesn't want to deal with the bullshit. Still legal, but different, to where you can't do it because he's going through like PACs or whatever else. Thiel, who has reportedly drawn distance from the president and is now a non-factor in Trump orbit, did not make a donation to Trump Victory during the 3-month period, extending the fundraising snub from Thiel since the last gift he made in October 2018. I love this. They're using this one guy. Oh, look at this, evil Trump. They're like taking Silicon Valley, which is far left, Marxist-loving shitbags, and elitist, liberal, globalist to scum, sucking pigs like, Balmer and Gates and the like. And they're like, look, they didn't contribute to Trump. That's a bad sign for evil Trump. Look at bad orange man. That just goes to show that Biden is going to be a bought-off piece of shit and let Silicon Valley get away with every little fucking thing it wants to. But see, you don't want to admit that, Theodore. Now, do you? Thiel is instead focusing so far on down the ballot races and on and one race in particular. In June, Thiel invested an additional $500,000 in a super PAC that he has set up to back Chris Kobach, a hardline immigration official running for a Republican nomination in the U.S. Senate in Kansas. Thiel has now spent $750,000 on the behalf of Kobach, whom Democrats at least see as a weak general election candidate. I don't see him as one. Barely knew who the hell he was until I had to, I kind of knew, but I didn't, and I had to look this up when I originally read this article. I had to look him up real quick. Another billionaire leaving a noteworthy mark on the election, the reports reveal, is former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer, Ric Flair on crack, bald Ric Flair on crack here, who is now the world's fifth richest person. Bald Ric Flair on crack, who is today best known as an exuberant owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, has not been seen as particularly ideological. He's funded Republicans and Democrats over the years, but in generally modest amounts compared to his billionaire peers. So, crack-smoking, bald Ric Flair here is supposed to be some sign. Okay. But Ballmer and his wife, Connie, made a landmark political donation this spring when they gave $7 million to Every Town for Gun Safety, a gun control group founded by Mike Bloomberg that primarily supports down-ballot Democrats. What's funny is, did you know that Ballmer has armed security all around him, but he doesn't, and expects them to defend him, but he doesn't want Americans to be able to defend themselves. Well, I guess crack-smoking bald Ric Flair is an even bigger piece of shit than I gave him credit for. Oh, dude, you're a waste of space, Ballmer. The donation is the Ballmer's single largest disclosed donation ever, more than 200 times as large as Steve Ballmer's next biggest check, $32,000, and it came around the same time that Connie Ballmer cut her own single biggest disclosed check, $500,000 to pro-Biden super PAC. I love how they're bringing up the Ballmers at the end. I find this funny. You've got crack-smoking bald Ric Flair, and you're holding him up. That's why you put him at the end, because bald, crack-smoking Ric Flair doesn't look good for you and shows the true nature of what's going on here. No pun on the nature boy here with that, but seriously, this destroys their narrative of this is like evil Trump bullshit. This is, oh no, Trump going to come down on us. Oh no, Trump is going to make it so that, we're going to actually not be able to use Chinese slave labor. Oh no, Trump is going to do this. Trump is going to crack down on our social media. And on the note of Microsoft, I'm referring to the Chinese slave labor. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be more than willing to have their new Xboxes made by slave labor in China. Don't put it past them. I don't. He'd be perfectly fine with that because it would mean more money because he's got stock in the company. If the money goes up, he makes more money. I'm sure he'd be perfectly fine with that. I mean, this is ridiculous. But anyway, let's get through this. We're almost done. The Ballmers have long been advocates for gun control, but they have never put a foot down with the same financial force as they did this spring. And in a tech industry shaken by Trump, they're proving to be not alone. I love this. A tech industry shaken by Trump. You mean basically because Trump is done putting up with you censoring people, and he signs an executive order saying, fuck you. Okay. Yeah, you people are deranged. You seriously are deranged. I mean, this is ridiculous. They're trying to play this, that these big corporate scumbags from Silicon Valley contributing to Biden means a good thing. All it means is, as I've said multiple times, he's going to be bought off. He's going to have considerations that he's going to have to follow through on. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I gave you $600 and some odd $1,000, $620,000, whatever it was. You owe me. That's how this is. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.